What now?
Now I save the world.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Wes Grant. You're watching Sub Urban Nerd. This channel I give my nerd views on today's nerd news. I also do movie reviews, and today's movie I'm going to be reviewing is Superman Red Sun. Yes, the Superman Red Sun story created by Mark Millar and Dave Johnson. This is one of those stories that are very popular, like say the Dark Knight Returns, or no, not Dark Knight Returns. I mean Batman. Yeah, I believe the Dark Knight Returns. Yes, Dark Knight Returns, Apocalypse, or like this. You know, one of those great stories, Red Sun story. If you guys don't know, the Red Sun story is basically a what-if story if instead of Superman's pod landing in Smallville, it landed in Mother Russia, you know? And then him being raised as a symbol for the Russians is you know, the comrade of steel. Instead of man of steel, is comrade of steel. And then him rising, him, you know, trying to spread his word, and then by force, and then trying to make communism a good thing around the world. And then along with the story, you've got Wonder Woman that kind of joins him. And then there's a terrorist, Batman. Lex Luthor is like the savior of the United States, and everything's just crazy, right? So, and if you guys haven't seen my reviews, sorry, like it's just, I was thinking so hard about this review. Like, if you haven't seen my reviews, I usually give like a quick synopsis. I give my you know, my likes, my dislikes, and I give it a grade at the end. But I was watching this movie, and I had recently just gone over the whole story of Superman Red Sun. Like it's a pretty decent length story, right? And then I'm watching this, and I'm comparing, and I know you shouldn't do that. That's why, like, when it comes to manga and anime, I don't read the manga because I don't want to be disappointed when I'm watching the anime. You know what I'm saying? So I sort of did it with this one because I just want to, you know, see how close, because I know the Hush story, and you know, DC, they be killing it with their animated series. They really do. You know, there's like a main cinematic, like, Marvel animated universe, and then there's what else, like say the Gods and Monsters story, which I did like the Gods and Monsters, because even though it was its own thing, it was all over the place, and it was its own thing, and you could enjoy it. And then the adaptations, like say the Killing Joke, didn't quite land so well with most, you know, fans, and just, you know, and this is another iteration of a What Else story, and I'm sorry to say that I'm conflicted, because I sort of liked it, but then there was other things where I didn't. See, the parts that I liked, like they were generally good. Like say the fight between Superman and the Bizarro Superman. The fight was epic, you know, in a city, getting punched, whatever. But then you know, it's going then to the I don't think it was Antarctica, but it was like a glacier area, and then I guess sort of the fight between Batman and Superman in a red light. That was pretty good. But where my main things is because there was a lot of great material, and I'm sure with adaptations normally, you know, you gotta pick and choose. You don't make it exactly, because like say the Justice League War and the Aquaman movie is not like the Teen Titans. I forget what that thing was where Tara injected the Judas Project or whatever, right? So they took their own kind of turn on that, but with this one, it was a little hard because there was a lot of things that didn't work for me. As far as, say for instance, right, Superman, they made him sort of naive, and finding his friend, old school friend, like a girl in in a camp down below, and then, you know, letting them loose, and they made him seem like a good guy. And for the most part, I think they took the safe route as far as making Superman, because the thing that confused me is they took chances here elsewhere, like they made Superman kill. like the leader of Russia, and then they made Batman a straight up terrorist. While in the comics, Batman gave the people time to get out of the buildings. Where in this one, he just straight up blew it up with the people in there. And I'm like, wow, you're really going there. But then other times, like in the comics, Superman gets kind of ruthless. Like it takes him a while to get there. And granted, I know this time frame of the movie, you don't have enough time. You got to squeeze it, condense it, or whatever. But they made Superman seem like he was still generally a good guy throughout the whole movie until like the end after Batman, or like right before Batman when he started to control people with the heads after Brainiac. And Lex Luthor, of course, they portrayed him pretty good because he's still an asshole wherever you go. So him, sending the Bizarro to fight Superman, it wasn't even a Bizarro. It was like, they didn't call him Bizarro, but in the comics it looked like Bizarro, but in this one it looked like a regular man, whatever. But as far as his powers, the way they had it was kind of weird. Like he was getting generated power from this other thing, and he seemed like a jock, like come at me, bro. Come on, Superman. I'm gonna liberate the whole world, and that's what he seemed like. And I'm like, yo, this seems a little off. And then he just straight up starts messing up all of Russia. Well, in the comics, the conflict is that he comes and they're about to fight Superman, or they do fight a little bit. Then the satellite coming down, and then Superman hesitates because it's about to go land, but Bizarro doesn't, and he goes and takes it, and then it blows up, and he goes and dies. And Superman, you're left with, he hesitates because he's become so detached from humanity. He's hesitated as far as even saving them, and you don't see this kind of like change of Superman. You see sort of a change, but it's not like a true change. And the reason why Wonder Woman stops actually becoming friends with Superman is that she realizes that he doesn't care about her. He's just pissed off that Lex Luthor, or no, he's actually pissed off that his brother, not brother, but like in the comics, the leader of Russia had son, illegitimate son or whatever, that he sort of took a liking to, but when Superman came into the fray, he stopped taking a liking to. So the guy really didn't like Superman, and he gave the information to Batman as far as the Red Sun being his weakness. And when Wonder Woman lost her powers, all Superman cared about was his brother was the one that gave Superman not the fact that she sacrificed her like half of her power, even more than half of her power, just to save him. He didn't care about her. That's when she realized she can't be friends with him no more. And those were the true moments I wish I got to see in this movie, but they just didn't do that. Instead, they made it like, oh, what you were doing with the people in the head thing. Oh, like he was like, I'll save you. I'll help you, Wonder Woman. And then she's like, the same way you were gonna help Batman. And it's like, okay, yeah, but you kind of saw him doing this already. So now because the guy blew himself up, you're changing your mind. Like, I don't know. It just, and then the ending in the comic books is so impactful. Lex Luthor's gone. Brainiac and Superman come to the White House. They're about to take over. And then Lois Lane has a letter. Superman looks through and reads the letter, and it says, why don't you just put the whole world in a bottle? And then that's when he realized what he was doing. He realized and then that's when Brainiac shows that he was never actually completely reprogrammed. He was just, playing low. And then Superman started busted up. Lex Luthor was in it, somehow he escapes. There's a bomb. Superman pushes in, like that part they got in the anime, they got right. Like Superman pushing that thing away and just saving everybody, great. But in the end, that happened in Lex Luthor's family, whatever, they grow on to prosper, the world goes better, then the world starts imploding on itself, and then they send off a ship, and then it goes through a time warp, and then it lands on Earth, and you find out it was Superman from the future that got sent to the past. So it's like a loop, and that whole thing just blows your mind. But this one, it putters out. It takes a safe route. Like, okay, boom, they work together. Boom, now the Superman goes and then takes the thing and it flies off. He sees his city in a bottle that Brainiac did. And then there was like Brainiac's like, you could have at any time made the city bigger, but you chose not to because you want the same thing with the whole world. This realization, it doesn't have the same impact that the comics did, and I'm sorry. That's why I have to give this movie a C+, because though it was okay, the animation, I didn't mind the animation that much. I've gotten used to it. Like, you know, it's better animation for like the main animated DC universe, and then this Elseworld usually it isn't as detailed, so I'm okay with that. But as far as this, like, they could have taken minor steps that would have made the movie more impactful, but they just didn't. They took the safe route, and I'm sorry, I give them a C+ for that. And that's pretty much my review. If you feel the same way that I do, let me know. Comment down below. Like this video. Share it. Remember to subscribe. Check out my last movie review of the Superman movie. And Reign of Superman, I believe. And check out my playlist of Superman reviews of the movie. And remember, I'm with Screenplay. You've been watching Suburban Nerd. You've just been notified. Catch you guys on the next Superman movie.